Hello and welcome to the Awesome 180 channel. I'm Ashton Doctor, your habit coach. And the other day was our Parsi New Year. And as always, we met up with our family and our extended family. And we were sitting and we were chatting. And every single time, without fail, this one story comes up where my family was on a holiday in Switzerland and they just finished going through this beautiful mountain countryside. And on the way back, they got lost in the forest. Okay, now picture 4 couples, Parsis, mad. My dad, all of 70 something, his brother, all of 60 something, and all of them lost in a Swiss forest. Now, every single time they have that conversation about, oh my god, how we missed that turn because y'all were fighting about this and y'all were doing about that, and then the story changes to, oh my god, and then we needed to eat something, and then suddenly we had to use the loo. Now where are we going to use the loo in the middle of the forest? And then it goes on and on and on, and then there's this talk about this this hiker lady who was pregnant and was walking full speed, and my auntie says that, "Arey, be careful, you're pregnant, don't you know you should not be doing this?" And the story continues. And this played on my mind for a bit, and I was like, why do they talk about this story every day? And I suddenly realized that there's a sudden joy in being lost. Very often we are so focused on making sure that we achieve our goals, everything goes to plan, and things, are in full form, achieve, making sure that everything's on schedule. But the point I'm trying to make is that there is a certain joy that comes in being lost. When you're lost, 3 things take place. The first is that the world is suddenly open. Your senses are heightened. Things that you would normally have just ignored, now suddenly you wake up and look at it and say, oh my god, where are we? Right? Very often we just go through life without thinking. Do you remember the number of signals on your way to work? Do you remember the kind of trees that you pass on your walk in the morning? No, because it's routine. But when you're lost, suddenly every single shrub is interesting, every single rock is interesting, because A, you're seeing it for the first time, and B, you're looking for clues on how to get out of it. The second thing about being lost is about the wonderment of what is going to happen next. Why is it that every single animated movie or children's movie is all about the heroes getting lost somewhere, right? Their plan going for a complete toss. It's because the sense of adventure builds up when you get lost. And it's that sense of adventure that I think we as adults have completely lost, forgotten about, and are missing in our life. Adventure gives us that feeling of newness, feeling of something amazing taking place in our life. And sometimes getting lost gives us that feeling. But the last and most important thing, and reason I think that getting lost is important for us in our lives, is that getting lost gives us the ability to tell stories. We remember the whole aspect of getting lost. They remember this getting lost story far more than they remember, oh, we saw this museum and we saw this thing and we saw that. All the stuff that they actually went for, chances are they've forgotten. But what they don't forget ever, and what they always talk about, is this one story where they got lost. While this was a story about getting lost in physical, in person, in an actual physical environment, the metaphor is that don't afraid to be lost in life. Once in a while, when things don't go to plan, once in a while when you don't know where you are, where you're headed, what's going to happen to you, it's perfectly fine. It is life's way of showing you things, new experiences, new adventures that you're going to be on. So don't worry about being lost. You can be lost for a few days, a few months, maybe a year also. But understand that you need to search for something. Being lost and just sitting down helplessly, you're going to die. But the idea is that if you're lost and you're looking for a way out, asking people questions, what you're doing is you're growing through this experience. You're becoming stronger through this experience. And this experience is going to help you out in the future. Maybe it might teach you something. Maybe you might learn something from it. And if nothing else, at least you'll get a good story out of it. Something that you can tell at every single New Year's, Parsi New Year family reunion that you might attend. So getting lost once in a while is a good habit. We're so anal, we're so particular about making sure that we get everything done correctly, that we're on schedule, that we have our maps set out. Once in a while, get lost. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit like. If you understood this concept of, getting lost from time to time, thinking about life differently, don't forget to hit subscribe then, because we put out such content all the time. And that little bell icon is going to tell you when a future video comes out. I am Ashton Doctor, your habit coach, and understand that awesome lives, they start with awesome habits.